Not a lot of aluminum on this map, not a lot of carbon, not a lot of anything, really. If we're considering that there are 4 people, like, this is a real sparse map. Very sparse. So the question is, what do we do with it? I think we might be able to get away with going scavenger. Acceptably. Like, scientific could also be okay, but I'm not seeing good plots of water to use. Like, there's just this here. So it's just kind of awkward. I'm only seeing about 3 foundable locations, which really concerns me. And really it's only 2. Like, the third one is kind of just whatever. So I think we'll try and grab one of those. Not super fast, but we're not going to wait forever with it either, basically. Okay, here we go.
Let's get those ships afloat and see what we can use.
Take that nice little scavenger spot.
Expansive colony founded.
Oh man, somebody's killing aluminum. Alright then. We'll just take this weak aluminum here. That's okay. It's not the end of the world. He just grabbed up a ton of aluminum though. So hopefully he will sell that and then we can do some purchasing. But I don't know for sure. Somebody went scientific right here. That could work for them. Steel is going to be a bit weird this game though. And that is a lot of food production immediately. Like 3 farms, that is an awful lot of food production. Now Asimov's kind of in an awkward spot. He still has stuff to take. But it is not looking pretty for him. Yeah, this map is kind of funny. Let's go ahead and upgrade. We could take a little more aluminum. I'm nervous about that. But there's not a lot of it coming in, honestly. Like, we could just grab aluminum. We can grab silicon. We can try and use this quick upgrade to just grab the really nice tiles. Because there are so few good tiles of so many resources this game. And then we just quickly sell out of everything and try to push into that glass that we're going to need. Alright, claim auction is really, really strong right now. We obviously can't push super hard on it because we don't have a lot of space for debt right now, but we can push it a little ways. We just can't go to that ridiculous 32,000 that we like to. We will push to 20 though, potentially. We had to bite the bullet for 18. We're probably not going to push to 24. We're going to have to let it go for 20. We just don't have the debt. We don't have the bond rating in particular in order to make that happen. So water coming in should give us a nice little boost in cash to let us get this glass purchased. Silicon we don't really need right away, but it should let us more easily move into glass production and just continue to move through upgrades. Because that's what I really want to focus on right now, is just moving through upgrades. Bradbury is making a decent amount of cash over there, but I doubt he'll be sitting on it. He'll probably be looking to upgrade before too long. Making steel is definitely an option in this game, interestingly enough. That iron price is not very high, and the steel price is. Just something to consider is that making steel is certainly an option. Okay, an adrenaline boost over onto the food. I'm actually not too concerned about that. Like, it's a decent thing for him. He's obviously making money off of it. But I'm not overly concerned about it, if I'm being honest. Like, it's just kind of whatever. I guess you can have that. So do we use wind power or solar? They're both just kind of okay. Not really great. If we'd gone over here, we probably would take wind, but we had good reason for not founding over there. So this would make us 0.5. Yeah, 0.7 over there. I think it'll be better just to go for the solar. We have silicon coming in already, and I do want to go ahead and establish this though before we try and upgrade too much more. And then maybe we go for, I don't know, guys. I would love an extra claim, honestly. That's what I would really love in a lot of ways. Note how I'm also kind of having to forego the black market right now because of this particular play that I'm making. Do I just go for more silicon in the moment? Like, silicon's making decent money with people moving into solar panels. Maybe I just do that for the time being. Try and buy up enough glass for another upgrade. Which I think will require 60? Yeah, 60 glass is what we require for that next upgrade. But silicon's making decent money in the moment, so I think I can get away with this play not moving into glass production just yet, and instead focusing a little bit on power in the moment to try and pay down some of this high debt that I've got, because I still have the worst bond price in this game. That's what I get for just choosing my location. And I did not get a huge benefit out of choosing my location. I was just scared to get into Asimov's position. We're going to ignore that. I do want to point out, the aluminum hasn't been great this game, but it also hasn't been awful. And so I think I'm okay with the fact that we took the the 2 aluminum tiles. We can even maybe move them into power later. We'll just have to see exactly what happens. Obviously, we have no interest in this auction whatsoever. We have too much debt for even a normal claim auction. We're not even a little bit concerned about this aluminum auction. But we really would like to get into glass production before long. Glass production would be fantastic. We just need enough money / aluminum to get that upgrade done. So that's what we're trying to go ahead and do. All right. This guy actually has a lot of aluminum coming in. Asimov, like, even after the found, things have not gone well for him. He's trying to make steel, which is great. Like, he was in a very fortunate position that steel was a definite option for him. But he's still not in a great spot right now. We could grab something off the black market. I suppose we could... Maybe a goon squad would be a good idea. It only costs 2,000. I think a goon squad's okay. After all, we are guaranteed the upgrade at this point, right? We have the aluminum coming in. Nobody can stop us from that. Oh, a power shortage on the way, though. That's a really good reason to try and push for this upgrade as fast as possible. Okay, there it is. We got the upgrade done. I guess we got an aluminum shipment in. And we can try to go ahead and we'll just sell down a couple of silicon, get down another solar panel, maybe even 2, just to try and take real advantage off of this. We've already got that goon squad in position. We might be able to pull this off. Another option, well, yeah. But the thing is, we really want glass furnaces down, and I would like to commit to 3 of them. So maybe I don't want to go for the additional solar panel, and instead I just try and go for this adrenaline boost to pay off my debt very rapidly. 1,000 per tile. Even if this gets shut down a little bit, this is pretty serious debt payment right now, honestly. It's pretty ridiculous. Okay, we did get hurt. Unfortunately, that's what we get for doing the boost, is we are the ones who get targeted. However, we did pay off a lot of debt with that. So that's not the end of the world still. It's just very sad that we got punished in that fashion. Thankfully for us, there's a glass shortage on the way.
Black market is online.
Glass shortage on the way could help us out quite a lot. We are going to go ahead and shut down the power there, just to try and make some money off of it at some point. Thankfully, we have this boosted tile still running. I mean, so we're still not awful. We're just not great right now. Trying to make some money on this glass furnace. Let's go ahead and check Offworld prices. A lot of prices are staying very low, and an Offworld is a very viable building with food being so expensive. So maybe we're going to look at trying to hit an expansion and throwing down an Offworld very, very quickly afterwards. So let's sell down some glass. We could upgrade. We're not going to. We're just going to start buying up things that we're going to need to make this Offworld work. So that would include, we're going to need a lot of carbon regardless, right? We're going to need a lot of carbon. We need these electronics that we have purchased up. Asimov's going to get that for 5,000. Nobody else is going to care. And thankfully, this silicon has been really, really nice for us this whole time, just making really, really solid money. And frankly, he didn't even, like, it was a little too risky to try and make an aluminum play happen on this map, honestly. It was just probably never going to pan out. Surplus on chems coming in is something to note, but not... Oh, man. We're just getting hit by all the stuff. I was really hoping I would not have to defend my glass production, but now we're basically stuck sitting here for a while. So maybe I just try to adrenaline boost power again. The other option is to go ahead and hit the upgrade. Right now. Even though we can't afford to put down an Offworld afterward, we can make use of an upgrade. I'm really wanting to just adrenaline boost power again, though. Alright, let's go ahead and hit the upgrade, I suppose, before long. Although aluminum just shot up in price, so I don't really want to do that in a lot of ways. Okay, let's hit this adrenaline boost again. See if we can make this work at all this time. We are paying off debt still, which is fantastic. And we want to stop Clark from paying off debt. Clark's in kind of an awkward position. We would love to punish him if at all possible. But instead, we're going to hit his glass because we're trying to make money on glass. Let's take the upgrade. Let's just do it. Then we can throw down an Offworld immediately, which is fantastic. Let's go ahead and put it there. And then we have 4 claims left. We could commit a little bit more to power. I'm thinking food, though. Food sounds really, really strong. We just throw down like 3 food. Maybe a water tile somewhere. But I'm not seeing great water anywhere. So instead, I think I'm going to try an engineering lab right down there. See if I can make that work. Because we have this Offworld established. We've got a goon squad prepared for it. We've got an extra goon squad prepared for it. So we're just going to try and make all of this work. Power's kind of dying on us, but glass is still fantastic. And we are just making pretty good money all around. Clark is the obvious target to try and buy up. Alright, power has kind of died in a lot of ways. So I'm thinking I really want to upgrade food production. Because water's going to get expensive. Water's probably going to get very expensive. Ooh, nanotech's actually really good. And I want to be able to keep making food so I can keep using this Offworld that I've planted. Okay. We'll keep bidding on nanotech, because nanotech is nanotech. I mean, don't want to let nanotech go for no reason. And for a very low price at that. Okay. Don't really want to plant the goon squad. Do kind of want to use the adrenaline boost. I mean, it's nanotech, come on. It's strong, right? Like, I could even just scrap these and get a whole bunch of glass off of that. It would be fantastic. Okay, the Offworld is online. We're going to start those auto food shipments. And I'm wondering if we can actually press to another Offworld, but I don't know if it would be a good idea. Get those running. Clark hit a stim pack on his stuff. Oh, man, we ran right into that. That sucks. Okay. Let's go ahead and toss the goon squad out then. We'll just toss it there, kind of in an awkward spot. Okay, and then he got overloaded, which is awkward. There. Now it's all frozen anyway. So my big concern at this point in the game is that I've let water go a bit. And I'm going to be relying very, very heavily on food to make my money because this Offworld is the only thing I really have set up well to make money. That's my big concern at the moment. Go ahead and toss an adrenaline boost down to try and make a little bit more. And then, how much is Clark sitting on? Clark is sitting on an awful lot. 223,000 to buy Asimov. Clark is the cheapest, though, at 212. If we buy up half of our own stock, then we can consider getting aggressive against somebody else. Which is going to be something probably important to do. We can also see a lot of people have moved out of power, so the power is kind of helping to pay down our debt in the moment. Which is definitely nice. Alright, Clark's going after our stock, but we can see our stock way more expensive than his stock. So that's okay in a lot of ways. This food, we're going to keep upgrading food, trying to keep it kind of profitable for our Offworld. But it's still an awkward position to be in. We could also think about transitioning into some strong electronics production at some point. But we're relying very, very heavily on these Offworlds getting work done for us. Now, come on. There we go. Got another stock buy-in. We're just mostly waiting on these Offworld launches, which are pretty solid, and nobody else has an Offworld, which is important. A water shortage really sucks. Our food got shut down. That's actually not the end of the world. Our glass is not doing so hot these days, though. It might be what we move into electronics. Just transition our glass into electronics fairly easily. Because it is not making a lot of money. I do wish we had a bit more water coming in, but not much to do about that. It's too late, Clark. It's too late. A mule would be really nice, actually. A mule would be totally fine right now. Okay, the glass is really falling off quite badly. So let's go ahead and move into that electronics. This is what I was talking about with water, but I looked around and there wasn't great water remaining. And I still was okay with taking the 2 silicon instead of the 2 water, because we've seen that silicon has maintained a moderate price the entire time. Like, the entire time, silicon has maintained a decent price. And so now we're just heading for this Clark kill. He knows that it's about over. Our food would actually be making us decent money because of these upgrades if we can finish getting it out. That would be absolutely wonderful. And, you know, as soon as it gets unfrozen. Details. Let's go ahead and grab a power surge. We will go ahead and hit, I think... What are we trying to make? We're trying to make electronics. We'll hit his electronics. Try and keep our electronics stronger longer. And then we need 113,000 to finish him off. He should be able to pay down debt or do some stock buying or something to help out with that. But these off-world launches, with any luck, will help really see us through. Power is decent. This food is so strong once it turns online at this point. Like, it's plus 100% right now, which is wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Let's see. We want to keep throwing out black market as much as we can. Did he just boost something? Yes, he did. Shut that down. Thank you. We are scavenger. We will do the murder. All right. Steel production is looking fantastic, so we're going to need to watch for the ability to transition into steel. But I'm still comfortable with everything we have set up. Food is wonderful. Other people responded quite heavily to that water situation, it looks like, and got their water in order. We're just heading for this Clark buy now, which feels... It felt like Game Slayer. Yeah, it was Game Slayer. All right.
Scientific colony expanded.
No big surprise there. That's kind of who I expected it to be. All right. Bradbury actually only just now hitting HQ level 5. That is interesting. So we're just going to sit on this off-world. Despite the fact that food is not doing so well anymore. Shipping food is not doing so well anymore. And let's see. Let's go ahead and start upgrading electronics production. Just get all 4 of those begun. Should be okay. And we can even... No, we don't really want to do any more adrenaline boosts. What do we want? We want to be shutting down Bradbury at this point. I think that was Asimov that only just now hit HQ level 5, though. Okay. We want to be shutting down Asimov the best that we can. Okay, there's a patent lab sitting here. Superconductor would be great, but Bradbury already has it. That patent lab actually did nothing. All right. Let's see. Slant drilling is an option. Kind of an okay one, I guess. What do I have here? That's a high. Thingy machines would be pretty cool. Man, I would love superconductor right now, though. Alright, 9,000 for thinking machines would be fine. Oh, slant drilling. Do we take slant drilling? Is that okay? Virtual reality is another option. We can just go for virtual reality, sure. That's fairly simple, straightforward, easy. Why not? Let's pop it up to 20. Alright, we're making chems, which is okay. We're making electronics, which are pretty good. Probably not worrying about that anymore. I'm wondering if steel would be a good idea, but I still want more power, too. Although power, I mean, it's below 100. Maybe I don't have to worry about power that much. I'm just concerned about all the debt I'm going to get from it. I really think these would have been better as steel than as electronics long term. I think that would have been maybe the better option. They may not make as much money immediately. It's pretty close. I'm actually just going to transition them into steel. Just because steel production is steel production, and steel production is good. Alright. Getting that last little bit of Bradbury stock bought up should be great for us. He's going to start buying into us, but that's okay. We have a lot of our own stock secured. I'm going to go ahead and move it into having 6 secured. And then, well, let's take 7. 7 stocks secured. Leaves me feeling really comfortable. I think that allows me to have plenty of stock secured base. I should have left them electronics, so I was upgrading electronics, and I'm an idiot, but it's fine, whatever. Let's go ahead and grab a power surge. This should hit both of them, which is just fine. And now we basically just sit back and wait for our production to overwhelm Bradbury. Power is getting really scary. Oh.
Yeah, your stock's getting scary.
Don't really care. That's fine. He can sell my stock all he wants to. It's not going to change anything about this game, because we already have 4 of his stocks secured. His stock price is much higher than ours because we have a rather large amount of debt. honestly.
Market is online.
But with any luck, it'll be okay. It should be okay. We just need to pay close attention and keep using this stock market. Hopefully he's not too far ahead of us. Sorry, this black market. Hopefully he's not too far ahead of us in upgrades. I'm going to pay down a little debt, though, just to make sure that doesn't completely overwhelm me. And power, I'm trying to get power upgraded. It still hasn't been enough yet. Superconductor is just so strong these days. We picked up virtual reality, which is nice. That's making us some small amount of money. Not great money, but something. And then, let's see. We didn't end up with thinking machines. He can get thinking machines. Try and shut more of this down. And keep the upgrades going. Okay, our power has finally been upgraded to the point where we are getting some benefit out of it. Electronics are still making great money. We're still way ahead of him in cash, I guess. We're not nearly as far ahead as I would like to be. Oh, chem labs are burning fuel so badly. All right, let's hop out of those. And I wanted to upgrade fuel, so let's get that started. Water should, like, food should still be okay. Water would have been a really good thing to upgrade a long time ago. I'm actually going to cancel these and just go for water in the moment. There we go. That should all be okay. 755 is what we're looking at to finish up the game. Grab another EMP. Not going to use it quite yet. Still sitting at that C stock price bothers me a lot, but whatever. I mean, interest just ticked over, so there's really no point in doing anything about it. We're waiting to use the EMP for what should be fairly obvious reasons. Overloaded on the reactors is kind of okay. We should be right there. Finishing out the game. Excuse me. All right. Alright, interesting. So apparently boosting buildings, the way it works is by allowing you to do two things at once? Is that what we're saying? Because that's super awkward. Oh man. That's super awkward. Okay, I'll believe it and I'll try it out later and see if I can make it work. That's an interesting detail. Because I tried it, and I tried it in the fashion that everybody else does, I imagine. Like, well, it'll just make it work twice as fast. But no, not actually the case. Interesting. I hate these things so much, these bars. Whatever. I talked with Dorian some amount on Thursday about things like this getting changed, so I guess I won't worry about it too much. Electronics really ruling the day for us, actually. Despite the fact that we did not have a lot of electronics production down, it was quite strong, especially once upgraded. Food did all right. Maybe we should have committed harder to electronics, but I didn't anticipating them making us quite that much money. I also never saw this like the entire game, so I'm awful, but that was interesting. I still think we generally made the right selections of what tiles to put where. I don't know what tile I would have cut this game in order to get the extra water tile I really would have liked. Because I think that was the one area where I was like, this game really went according to plan. Completely, right? We got hit by black market at intelligent times, which slowed us down, but it never threw us off course. But the one thing I'm still really annoyed at is the fact that I couldn't get that one more water tile I really wanted. And other than that, I thought our tile layout was beautiful this game. Like, I'm almost always, like every single game, I'm sitting here going, well, that tile ended up being a waste, or that tile ended up being a waste, and I get super disappointed in it. I guess the big mistake I made later in the game was not transitioning these into power. That probably would have been appropriate. I always forget about them. But I still think it was strong to take these two tiles and these two tiles, you know, because of the amount of work they did in the early game that set us up with that off-world market immediately, which gave us so much security in the late game. So, as you can see, we made like 100,000 on silicon that game, right? And 50,000 on aluminum. So they were strong tiles for us. The only reason we didn't sell more water is because we didn't have any water. Quite disappointing. Omar was scary that game, though. He was kind of scary that game. I think he was making more than we were in the end. It's just we managed to finish off Game Slayer faster than he managed to finish off John. I think that made a big difference. How much tech did he have? I'm curious about this. Like, how much tech did everybody have? So Omar had 7. So I guess maybe he wasn't making more money than we were. It just felt like it. Game Slayer had 4 glass, 1 electronics. That was reasonable for when he was getting his tech. And then we were at 12 with our standard 444. This is something interesting that I noticed. A lot of other people, they'll shift their tech around and they'll go like partial, partial, partial. Whereas I almost always, when I can pull it off, try and commit completely to whatever tech I'm taking in the moment. I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's just me playing and getting tech very predictively for how the game is going to exist in 5 minutes, and other people getting tech reactively, but it's just an interesting thing I note. Alright. Well, we won another one.